up, everybody? It is your girl, it is your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. I'm gonna try not to make this content too long because I got a couple of things that I have to wrap up and do. So I'm not going to keep y'all all night. What's up, cool gent? What's up to everybody who is just chiming in my chat? Appreciate you for stopping by, hollering at me. I know it's a lot of chaos that is going on in the YouTube streets, so you may not be entertained here for too long because I don't keep a lot of drama. I don't keep a lot of chaos. I don't do a lot of bashing. So if you're looking for entertainment, I will let you know you're going to be displeased because I don't have a lot of drama going on over here in this channel. So just thought I'd just save you the boredom. If you're looking for the drama, if you're looking for the chaos, if you're looking for the confusion, you're looking for the male bashing, you're looking for the bitter black woman movement, you're not going to get it here, unfortunately. So just thought I would put that out there for anybody who decides to, chime on in. But on that note, I just wanted to do this particular content because I've been, I'm a subscriber to a couple of channels, and I noticed that some of the content, especially the content that some of these other women do on their panels, it seems like there's a lot of negativity when it comes when there's basically a war between married women and single women. There's a little rift. What's up, Claremonte, and everybody else in the chat room? There's a little rift. There's a little silent war that is going on between married women, black married women, and single married women. And this war has been kind of going on. It's been brewing for quite some time. And this is not to say that black women that are married are better than single women. And this is not to say that single women are better than black women, than black married women. Okay. Keep in mind that both of these women, regardless, have some type of struggle. There are married women that have struggles. There are single women who have struggles. However, the part that's been poking at my rib cage for quite some time is that a lot of single women have a misconception of what the idea of what being a married black woman is all about. Whenever they hear the word, whenever it comes to marriage, I notice there are some, not all sisters are doing it. If it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. But it's a couple of women out here, especially women that are bitter, um, women that have not had the best of luck with men, have not had the best of luck with relationships or marriages. They are pretty much turning their nose up at women who are married or women who want to be married. We have a lot of bitter black females out here that are trying to discourage other black women from getting married. What's up, Courtney? We have a lot of black women that are just discouraging, more so the bitter black women. I'm not saying all black women are doing this. I don't want to generalize, but what I'm saying is that you have some bitter women that are discouraging other women from getting married, or they are either hating or in their feelings or have something against women that are already married. And there's this misconception, and I get it. If you've never been married before, it's easy to pass negative judgment because, especially, you hear so much negative stuff about marriage. It is very discouraging. It makes you don't want to get married. It makes you not even want to even consider it because you hear so much negativity about it. So, especially if you've never been married and that's all you hear, that is what you will believe. If all you watching is this love and hip hop, you watching all this negative stuff that shows men cheating, men messing around, men having other baby mamas, you hear all of that, you see all of this negative stuff. It discourages you from even wanting to be married. But my thing is, I don't care how much negativity you see going on around you. You don't allow what you see other people going through in their marriages to discourage you from wanting a soulmate, from you actually wanting a marriage, from you wanting something fulfilling. And my issue is that there are some of these single women out here, and not all single women are doing it. It's only the bitter. Let me rephrase that. These bitter women are trying to discourage other women from being married because they think that they have this negative notion that once you are married, you are automatically going to become a slave to another black man. You're going to become a slave to your husband. And this is far from the truth. This is far from the truth. But there's a lot of women that are giving incorrect information. And you cannot give information on something you have no knowledge of. In other words, if a woman has never been married, you have no right giving another woman any advice about marriage. You have no right telling another woman who she should marry, what type of man she should marry. You have no right because you cannot relate. That is like me. I got master's degree in criminal justice, but I want to teach childcare. That does not fit. It does not go together. It just doesn't. I have no right standing before a classroom and telling the class, I'm going to teach you about child care. And I know I'm not qualified, I'm not certified, I'm nowhere knowledgeable in that area to be telling y'all something that I have no expertise in. And my thing is, it's a lot of single sisters who have never been married or who are on their fourth or fifth marriage, never even stayed in a relationship long enough, have not endured enough, haven't endured anything. Okay, I know some women who've been married, only been married for like 5, 6 months and threw in the towel because there was an argument, there was a disagreement. So my thing is, you cannot give advice. You cannot bash married women if, for one, you never been married, or two, you have not been in a marriage longer than the damn expiration card on your debit card. You have no right because you're going to give false information, because you're giving information based on your lack of knowledge thereof. And this is just something that as black women, we have the power to manipulate one another. We truly, truly do. And it's just not something we do on purpose. Just women, we feed off of each other's emotions. We feed off each other's emotions. If I'm out with my homegirls and we having some drinks, and she's telling me, "Girl, I'm so through with Ronnie. I found a number in Ronnie's jeans this week. Last week when I found a number in his pants, he told me he don't know how I got there. Here it is. I'm washing his laundry, and I found another number in his pants." As a woman, I'm automatically going to gravitate towards her emotions without even knowing the whole story. Because she may only tell me the part that she wants me to sympathize with. And as women, we always tell our girlfriends the part we want them to sympathize with. We never really tell the whole story. We tell the part that we know is going to help us gain sympathy. We do it all the time. I agree. I agree, Claire. I agree with that, Beaton. We have to realize that, I don't care how much negativity you see in these YouTube streets about marriage. The dating scene out here is terrible. Those who are trying to discourage people from marrying, they're not happy in the dating system. They're not happy. They're not getting anywhere dating. Dating is hard these days. People don't even date anymore. It seems like dating that's like obsolete now. No one dates anymore. It's all about the club, get some Henny, and straight to Motel 6. There's no dating. I remember when guys would ask you out on a date. Remember before we had all these smartphones and cell phones? Remember when the guy saw you in the street, right? And he asked you for your number where you actually had to take out a pen and write it down and, put your little cute little handwrite. And, you had to actually write numbers down. And then remember, you had to meet each other in person. Now, I was one of the fortunate ones. I met my husband when dating was still alive. I was lucky where I had the chance of meeting him face to face, so I got to see what the hell I was getting before I really had, you know what I mean? Got it. But thanks to social media, Insta Skank, Fake Book, and all of these other Tinder and Christian hookup sites, whatever, social media has ruined dating. Social media has killed it because now people are less prone to going out and mingling. People will get on their computers behind the screen and they will just go and surf through different pages on Facebook versus going out mingling and getting to actually meet other people. Social media has made a lot of people very lazy in the dating. And the other issue is that the reason why we're losing, the reason why women, we are at a losing war with dating, you know why? It's because we are overly advertising every goddamn thing on social media. What's up, underrated darkness? Appreciate you. A lot of us are losing as women because we're doing too much on social medias. Yes, 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 yes. There is nothing left to the imagination. Back in the day, before this thing called social media came about, a man had to get to know you. You know why? Because if a man spotted you in the street, let's say if you was in the street, you just came from Starbucks, you got your little frappuccino, you got on your banging ass summer, your what they call it, your slamming summer dress. I think that's what they call it, summer dress, sundress, yes, sundress. And it was, your dress was hugging your curves, you know, in the right places. You was looking all voluptuous. Your hair was done up, your nails was done up, your French pedicure, your toes is looking flawless. And if this brother spotted you coming out of Starbucks, he knew he had to come up on you and get your number because he knew the chances of running into you again was going to be slim. So he had to make that move. Back then, men had to approach a woman before the social media thing because he knew rather if he spotted this beautiful Nubian queen coming out of Starbucks, coming out of the mall, JC Penney's, or coming out of the gas station, he knew he was not going to see her again. So he had to seize the moment. That's how dating was back then. So he would approach you and say, excuse me, miss, because men back then was a lot more polite. But at the same time, women had much more respect and class for themselves too. So it's not just the men who have changed, but it's the women who have changed also. What's up, Nolan? So good to see you. I ain't seen you in a while. You been incarcerated or something? I'm just messing with you. I know I pop up and I do these chats unexpectedly sometimes, so y'all be catching me on the whim. So it's all good. I appreciate y'all for stopping in here. But y'all remember back in the day before this social media mess came out, how if you saw a beautiful woman in the street, you had to ask for her number. You had to. Now these days, the motivation in dating is watered down because now all the dude has to do is go on your social media. He can find out every goddamn thing about you without even asking for your numbers. Ladies, we have messed up the dating game with this social media because we over advertise every goddamn thing. We make our life a billboard on social media. There's nothing left to the imagination. Men are not even curious to want to learn about us. He don't even have to ask you what kind of food you like because you posting all the goddamn food you like on social media. He ain't even got to ask you what kind of movies you like because you posting all the goddamn movies you watch on social media. He ain't even got to ask you what's your hobbies, what you do for a living. Men do not have to hold conversations because we put all our goddamn business on social media. What's up, T193U? Hey, boo. How you doing? Glad to see you. This is why. And we wonder why men don't take us so serious. Because you're doing too much, boo. What he got to ask you? He ain't got to ask you nothing about yourself. He just go on your social media and see every goddamn thing on your timeline. You got your likes, what you don't like, what makes you mad. Women, we put all our goddamn emotions on Facebook. These men even know what make us mad when a man had to be with you at least for like 6, 7 months before he really knew what pissed you off. He had to kind of like really be with you before he saw your annoyances or the shit that irritates you. He had to be with you for a minute to see that, okay, she don't like when I leave my drawers in the sink. That makes her mad. She don't like when I drank up the last bit of her Kool-Aid and I put the container back in there with just a swallow. See, back then, men had to kind of really be with you to learn you and know your turn-ons and your turn-offs. But all he has to do is go to social media. What's up, Billy? I don't blame you. It's just too much. But I can't talk because I'm a heavy social media user. So I got to raise my hand and tell and snitch on myself. Before I go bash anybody, I'm a heavy social media user. I am. But at the same time, though, I'm not out on a hunt. I'm not looking for a dude. Now, if I'm in the dating pool, I wouldn't be on social media advertising as much because I would want a man to want to be curious about me because you have to leave something to the imagination. Men are not checking for ladies anymore because we put so much of ourselves out there on the table. Now, there's nothing wrong with embracing your beauty and your booty. And I think a woman should embrace her confidence. Nothing is wrong with that. But, ladies, it's a difference between embracing your confidence and you just overly advertising so much about yourself to the point the dude is not even interested in dating you. All he got to do is go on your profile, and this is the thing. This is how men know how to work us over because it's too many females. They are using social media like it's their goddamn diary. You express all your goddamn feelings on there. You express what makes you mad. You express, what gets you upset. You express all type of things. You know what I mean? And you leave nothing to the imagination. Yep, just give me a moment, Ruckus, and I'll probably bring you. I'll probably bring you in on here. Just give me a little moment. There's nothing left, exactly, Billy. There's nothing left to find out. But the thing is, you have a lot of some of these single sisters. They is mad with they in their feelings with the married women. They're in their feelings. I'm hearing sisters on these YouTube streets talking reckless about married women, stating that married women are just pushovers, they're slaves, they're too busy pampering men, they're too busy catering to their men. I'm like, hello, that's what marriage is supposed to be about. You're supposed to cater to your man, but at the same time, you cater to your husband, not a man. There's a difference. If you're there's a difference between catering to your man and catering to your husband. They're not the same thing because your husband is catering to you as well. He's providing, he's holding down the house, he's helping you take care of the children. It's an even exchange. What's up, James Muhammad? What's going on? It's good to see you. And I know this content is probably going to rub a couple of sisters. It's going to rub them the wrong way. And I get it. I've been in that position before I got married. I did not want to hear nothing about a married woman telling me how to conduct myself as a single woman. I'm like, bitch, please, you got a husband. I'm on a hunt looking for one. Don't tell me how I need to conduct myself. So I get it. You have a right to be in your feelings. We just going to at least be respectful about it. But you have some single women out here got it misconstrued. They, because they have never been married, they've never experienced it. And again, this does not say, I'm not saying married women are better than single women, because you got some married women out there that's sorry as all outdoors. Now every woman that's a wife don't need to be one, okay? Just because you got a ring on your finger, that don't make you a wife. Because I know some wives that are not wife material, okay? And I'm gonna save that for another show. We're gonna talk about these wives that are not wife material, but we're gonna save that for another time, because it's gonna always be that one sister. Then why are you putting married women up there and bringing single women down? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is single women have the wrong concept about marriage, and it's not their fault. If you have never been married before, you're going to believe the negative stuff you hear. They have some single women, black single women have this concept that black married women are slaves. We don't have our own minds. We lack independency. We're spineless. We don't have a backbone. Like we damn Seeley from The Color Purple. And that is not true. You can be strong, you can be an independent and still have a marriage at the same time. Being married does not mean you lose your identity as a woman. And it's a lot of single sisters in the YouTube streets. They are misinforming these black women who want to be married, who have a desire to be married, or they're just enhancing those that have given up on marriage. They're really altering their way of thinking even worse, because again, misery likes company. If I'm bitter and I'm not where I need to be, the last thing I'm going to do is encourage another sister who wants to do something different from me. As black women, we don't have that gift, and I hate to say it, we do not have that gift. We do not have that gift of celebrating other black women that are going in different directions. If we are single and we don't have a man, we're not going to celebrate our friend if she's having a man, unless she's a really, really cool chick and she's not threatened by another black woman's happiness because she has her own happiness. Then she's not even going to feel some type of way. But very rarely, when it comes to black women, we do not we rarely support those who are going a different direction. I've seen single women who were friends with their single friend until she got married. Then she didn't want to be friends with anymore. And I've also seen instances, now it goes both ways. I've seen when the married, now the one that finally got married, both of them single, now she flexing on her single friend. Okay, because you got some women who do that when they get married. All of a sudden, it's my husband, my husband, my husband. You want to just rub your marriage in all your friends' faces, and that's not cool either. You know what I mean? The same friend that started out with you before you had this dude, you need to still be loyal to your friend, but at the same time, you have a marriage, so you can't go out every Friday night like you used to could do when you were single. But it is that balance that a lot of us tend to struggle with. No difference than a married man. You can't be a married man, but at the same time, you still want to act single. It don't work that way. You cannot go out with your homeboys, come home 3, 4 in the morning. No, because if you come to my house 3, 4 in the morning, I'm gonna bust your windshield out with a can of Glory Greens. That's not gonna happen over here. But what I'm saying is, when you are married, the dynamics of your lifestyle changes. And if you have real friends, guess what? Whether you a man or a woman, your real friends are going to respect the new changes in your life, and they're going to adjust to those changes. They're not going to try to sway you and take you off track. They're not going to encourage you to do things outside your marriage that you should not be doing. And this goes for men too, because just like as black women, we got homegirls that like to boost us up and influence us to do things we don't need to do. Some of you men, y'all funky ass homeboys, is the same way. You got that same frat brother that was on your sorority team from college, he was a hoe in 94 and he's still a hoe in 2019. And now that you married, he up here trying to dissuade you and trying to discourage you from being solid with your wife. Man, you done got weak, man. You done got weak, man. Back in the day, man, you ain't used to be like that, man. All of a sudden you got married. Well, I mean, what's going on, B? You wearing a skirt now, B? You wearing panties now, B? You used to be the man back in the day, B. You know how you do. Y'all boost each other up too. Come on, let's keep it real. This is not just something women do, okay? You the guys do it too. Craig was a hoe at 94 and he's still a hoe. And he going on 55. All y'all homeboy, everybody got a Greg. You got to keep Greg in check because I'm going to tell you something. Your wife is never going to like Greg. She ain't never going to want him to come to the house because she know you used to hoe with Greg back in your frat boy days. That's right. We're not going to play them games up in here because I'm going to get you guys too, okay? Courtney says, preach. I've experienced a lot of backhanded comments from so-called friends because I've been married a number of years and they have been baby moms. I'm trying to discuss my marriage at all. And absolutely, what's up, Arrow? Absolutely. And it's sad that when the dynamics of your life changes and your friends cannot blend in with the dynamics of the changes, guess what? They were not your friends to begin with because a friend is going to be ride or die. Rather, if you're rich, you poor, you married, not married. A real friend is mature enough to understand that life comes with changes. Your friend is not just going to tolerate you. Your friend is supposed to celebrate you. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not in the business of people just tolerating me. You have to celebrate me or there's nothing. There's nothing. I don't need you to be one of those type of friends. You're only down by law when I'm in the struggle or you think I'm having problems. That's when you don't mind being a friend. But the moment you feel like I'm doing well or I'm growing or I'm succeeding, now we have a problem. You throw a little slick, quick shade. You know how they do that little undercover shade? Everybody, if you are wise, what's up, Freelance and Angela? If you are wise, you will pick up on that undercover shade. What I mean by that undercover shade, when you call your friend, you be like, girl, me and Tony, we done booked our first honeymoon. We gonna take a cruise to Jamaica. And instead of her just being cool and happy for you and saying, oh girl, that sounds like y'all gonna have an awesome time. Just bring me back a souvenir. Bring me back a shirt from Bahamas or Jamaica. You have a safe trip. See you soon. Call me. Make sure you take some nice pictures. Hey, do you need me to stop by the house to water the goddamn plants or to feed the dog for you? Okay, be safe. Boom, bam. Okay. But that slick shade, that undercover shade hole, that's gonna throw that undercover shade. She's not gonna do that. You know what she's gonna do? Oh, really? Oh, y'all going on a cruise? Well, I thought you just said a couple of weeks ago y'all was behind on your mortgage. So how you gonna go to Jamaica when you struggling paying your mortgage? Didn't you say your job started cutting back on some hours? So how y'all able to afford going to Jamaica? Are you serious? I can't stand undercover hating hoes. I cannot stand them. They irritate me like yeast infection. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know that's a little graphic, but I'm just being frank. I do not like people like that. What's up? I'm Beyond. Glad to see you as always. Appreciate you for being able to make it in. You have to pay attention to that slick shade. You got to pay attention to stuff like that. If you're not careful, you will overlook that slick shade. Pay attention to it. I had to end a 24-year-old friendship because of that same slick shade shit. I don't like slick shade broads. The moment I catch or just one vibe from you, I'm cutting you off like you child support. I'm gonna cut you slap off because I'm not in the mood for that. Because every time I'm sharing something positive with you, at the same time, you are praying for my downfall. You are praying for my downfall. You have to be careful when people are throwing slick shade shit. That's their way. At the same time, they are wishing for your downfall. I'm just saying, freelance. You know how I do. I tell the truth, raw, no condom. I tell it like it is. I mean, we just got to keep it 100. We don't have time for the fake stuff, okay? We don't have time for that. We all are getting older. We don't have time for them type of games. All right. We got bills, we got car payments, we got to get life insurance. We ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that, like the lady would say, okay? So, as I was stating, when it's just too much shade and undercoverness, underhandedness that is going on between single women and married women. And you have so many single women that are hating on the married women, and they're not even understanding as a wife there's a lot of things that are expected of us. And the thing about it, as single women, they think they don't know the difference between being a wife and being a slave. A lot of black single women, they don't know the difference. If you've Let me put it this way. If you've never been married before, and again, I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna have to keep saying this shit throughout the show. I'm not saying that black women that are married are better than single black women. I'm not saying that. I'm just breaking down the differences, okay? Because I was not always married. I was single. I was out there in the dating world, okay? I didn't have a husband when I was a newborn, all right? I'm just breaking down the dynamics. So, but what I notice is women that have never been married, they look at wives as slaves to husbands. And they do not have any real knowledge or understanding of the requirements of being a wife. Meaning that I cannot be in the streets all night, okay? It's not because my husband is controlling me or running my life. It's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. I cannot go to the club with you every Friday night, every Saturday night. I can't do that because I have a husband at home. I cannot be to the club. I can't go with you to the club to get in before 11 to get free drinks. I have a household that I have to go home to, and out of respect for my husband, because I am a married woman, I cannot be out here in these streets like that. It does not make me a slave. That means I am respecting my vows. And him as my husband, he should be doing the same. He shouldn't be coming up in the house 4 or 5 in the morning or whatever, unless there's that understanding or whatever the case may be. It goes both ways. It's a lot of single women that think that married women are slaves, like we are Celie from The Color Purple. No, that is not true. We do have rules and we do have regulations, but it does not mean the rules that we have is to control us or to keep us in bondage. In marriage, you have to have rules because you want peace in your household. Okay, and that goes for married men and married women. You have to have peace in your household. You men know, if you hang out with Craig all night, Craig lame ass who don't want to get married, who still ain't got no kids, who's still a hoe, who y'all been on the same sorority team, like I said, for fraternity team. Yeah, men are fraternity, right, and women are sorority. Okay, let me make sure I got it right. Craig, y'all been Alpha Mega, whatever the hell they call him, back in 92, 93, and he's still acting. He's 55 years old, and he's still stepping. Ain't married, ain't got no wife, ain't none of that. And you hang around Greg, knowing Greg gonna bring problems. You keep telling Greg, man, I got to go home because I don't want my old lady to be upset with me. My old lady got pissed with me last week because I was out 2 in the morning with you. I had to go home. My wife made me sleep on the couch. She ain't even fixed me a damn sandwich. She ain't cooked for a week. She ain't washed my drawers or nothing. My wife put me on punishment for coming home an hour late messing with you. No, I got to go. Man, one more shot, man. One more shot, man. Just one more shot of this Henny, man. One more shot of this Henny, man. One more shot ain't gonna kill you, bro. Ain't gonna kill you, bro. You already 30 minutes late. She gonna beat your ass anyway. You might as well make it worth the ass whipping. You might as well stay out here another 2 hours. Greg be getting a lot of you married men in trouble. Mm-hmm. It's my thing is, once what some of these single people out here have to understand, as married people, we have boundaries, we have rules, we have regulations. You married men, stop letting your single friends make you feel less of a man because you're doing what your wife expects you to do. You're not being a punk. Because at the same time, while they're up there telling you you being weak, you soft as continental tissue, how you soft when that woman cooks for you, she cleans for you, she makes sure you have a safe haven when you come home, you laying on clean pillowcases when your ass get to the house. So why is you up here letting your frat brother make you feel bad because you're doing what your wife says to the goddamn do? Y'all be killing me in here. We got grown men who can't, and grown women who can't get their ish together. Courtney says, right. Some single women try to run a guilt trip on you for running the streets like you missing out, girl. And a lot of times you have to realize there's a lot of miserable souls in this world, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of miserable ass people. People do not want to see you win. People don't want to see you happy. It's people, same people that is knocking marriage. Do you not realize that they are becoming envious of marriage because they wish they had somebody to argue with? They wish they had somebody to get on their ass and tell them, you need your ass at 2, 3 in the morning. Let me tell you something. Brothers like Greg, if they get that one sister, because it's always that one sister that can break a brother down, even though a lot of y'all would never admit it. But it's always that one sister that will get a hold of your frat brother Greg and will lock him in. And the same shit he pushed you up to do, you push him up to do it. He ain't gonna do it. I done seen that happen. Soon as Greg run into a woman that's a pit bull and won't play with his ass, oh, he gonna wipe her up. He gonna wipe her because he know that she's time for him and she's not gonna let him get away with murder. And see, he's gonna love that. And now that you having problems with your old lady at home, you want Greg to come out and meet you to the pool hall so y'all can drink some Hennessy and have some drinks. Greg gonna tell you, nah, dog, man, Kim ain't gonna play that, dog. I can't mess with you on that, dog. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen married people who fall up behind their single friends and their household is all tore up. And when that single friend gets married, you can't get that single friend to bend and do the stuff they had you do. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I'm not. I've seen it 1,000 times. Don't let people talk you into doing all type of stuff that's disrespectful to your relationship. Because when they get in a relationship, they're not going to listen to you. They're going to do the exact opposite. I've seen girlfriends who would talk their married friends, girl, honey, I would not. Single women be killing me because it's the little stuff they be saying, you know, you have to read in between the lines and know when it's some undercover hateration. Girl, if I was you, Vincent wouldn't be telling me what to do. Vincent would not be blowing up my phone. How you let a man control you and tell you what to do? How's he controlling you when that's your husband? How's that controlling? When y'all have rules, y'all have boundaries, y'all have to set rules in order for your relationship to be successful. What what job, what situation do any of y'all know has ever been successful without any rules, without any boundaries, without any regulations? What has been successful? If you work at a job or a certain company that does not have an employee handbook with any rules, with any regulations, do you really think that workplace is going to not be chaotic? It's going to be chaotic. Anytime there's a place with no rules, with no structure, with no guidelines, it's going to be chaotic. You have to have guidelines in a marriage. Do not let people outside of your marriage make you feel less of a man or make you feel less of a woman because you are playing by the rules. You are doing what's expected of you. Exactly, freelance. You're doing what's expected of you, again, it's a lot of single people that are throwing shade on married folks. And if you are not wise, if you don't have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you will fall prey to the game. You have to do what keeps peace and serenity in your household. You have to be home at a certain time. You can't be on the phone all night with girlfriends. You can't be out all night with your homeboys, drinking and cutting up. You have to respect your companion, respect your spouse, because once the enemy cracks the door, and that door is busted wide open, you're going to catch hell trying to restore that same peace and that same amount of trust that was once there. And once trust is broken, it is so hard. It's a saying that trust, it could take years to build, but a matter of seconds to lose. Is a trust is like money. It could take years to save it up, but just one wrong investment and you can lose every dime that you work for. So you have to be careful when it comes to your marriage. Your marriage has to be sacred. To me, marriage is like a child. For to give all y'all a better understanding, those of you who have never been married or those of you who are married, you have to realize a marriage is like a newborn child. And what I mean by that is you have to feed that marriage nourishment. You have to nurture that marriage. You have to protect that marriage. You have to um basically you, you cater to that marriage in order for your marriage to be successful. It doesn't make you less than a woman if you're doing what your husband is telling you to do, telling you what to do. How are you weak? What is it? How are you being too submissive to your husband? How is that? How are you being too submissive? He's providing, he's paying the bills. You're not out here struggling. You're not in the struggle like some of these single women out here who don't have nobody. How is it you being weak because you're doing what your husband tells you to do? That's not being weak. That's called being a goddamn wife. That's what you signed up for. When you did those vows for better or for worse, honey, that's what you signed up for. It's more to it than just having his babies and cooking his meals. You have to be a support system. You have to respect the guidelines. And at the same time, you have to respect your guidelines. And I just hate that there's so many women out here, especially these bitter women, that are trying to shame married women that are married. But it's some women out there, they don't want all type of dudes running through them by the time they decide to make up in their mind, oh, I'm wife material. At the age of 21, I knew I wanted to be a wife. It didn't take 5, 6, 7 baby daddies later for me to figure that out. I knew at 21 that is what I wanted to do. When I was 18, I graduated in 1999. When I tell y'all, let me tell y'all something. I got so many club owners. I got a lot of club owners rich. I done paid a lot of club owners kids college tuition. I have made a lot of club owners rich. Yep, Nolan, I know how that go and I'm cool with that. Just 1 second. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a little call. As I was stating, when it comes to these marriages, we have to protect our marriages. You can't really expect single people to relate to you. You can't get upset with I really I don't take it personal with single people because I know they don't get it. They don't understand. Anybody who has not been married for a long time, they don't understand how marriage works. And those who have not been married at all, that's like explaining calculus to a kindergarten. You wasting your time trying to make people understand. I got a wife at home. I got a husband at home. You wasting your time explaining that to single people. As a married woman, look, married women, you're not going to keep single friends for a long time. To be honest with you, I don't even think married women and single women should hang together that much because eventually lines are going to get crossed. Benton says, my wife never hear me. She's all for her friends, but we go our separate way now. Her friend hunting me. What? You know what? I was going to bring that up, and I'm glad you brought that up, Beaton. While you are neglecting your husband and your wife, your same single miserable friends, they are scoping what you have. We see this all the time. This doesn't just happen in Tyler Perry movies. This doesn't just happen on Love and Hip Hop, y'all. This happens in real life. When we sit up here and we let people up in our world, when you have your girlfriends coming to your house, that to me, that's why I've always been very funny. I don't have girlfriends that hang out to my house, and I really don't go to my girlfriend's house. I don't hang out to their house. Because the enemy is very sneaky. People bring all kind of spirits and stuff into your house. You have to be very careful about who you allow into your personal space. Um, you may invite a girlfriend over for a drink or just to kick it with you, and you're not even thinking that she's up there scoping your husband. Your husband pulls up from work. He's coming in from work. He done had a long day, and he just wants to come home and relax. She's looking at him and she's scoping him. And the same thing with you married men. Some of your single friends are scoping your wife. The same wife who you complain about, who you bicker about. Oh, my wife is a nag. My wife is, she's insecure and this and that. When you sit up here and you share this kind of information with miserable people who want what you have, they're going to channel in on your significant other. So you have to be careful because what done got, it's an old saying, it's an old song that was called Hold On to What You Got. What has become old to you is new to somebody else. And those lyrics are very, very true. What you are tired of, somebody else will love it. You tired of your wife's mouth. You tired of the fact that she calling you and wanting to know where you at, how long you gonna be there. Meanwhile, your frat brother, he up there hating. He wish he had a woman that was attentive and cared about him enough to ask him where he at, what he doing. Because a lot of time people are not going to be honest. Your single friends are not going to be honest and say, you know what, hold on to what you had. You may have one or two friends that may keep it real and say, you got a good wife, you got a good husband. Don't jeopardize that. Don't lose that. I wish I had somebody to care about me. I wish I had somebody to love me. You're not going to a lot of them, they're not going to be honest and tell you that. If anything, they're going to do some undercover hateration type thing and be on some, see, that's why I'm glad I ain't got no wife. The stuff you going through, your wife calling you every 2 minutes. I mean, Negro, please. You wish you had that. And as soon as you turn your back, he's waiting to catch your wife at a vulnerable moment so he could push up on her. He's waiting to catch your wife at a vulnerable moment because he's aiming for what you have. And this is not just something that women do. Men do this, and women, you definitely have to be careful because there's more single women than there's married women. To every one man, there's like 6 to 7 women ratio. So There's a lot of single women out here, and not all single women are scandalous. You have some single women, they're handling their business. They're not dick hydrated. They're not dick thirsty. You got some single women, they chilling, they ain't trying to push up on every dude. They ain't thirsting after other people's men. They're not trying to get pregnant and play these thought games. You got some single women, they doing their thing, they handling their business. I'm not saying all single women do it, but the majority of them, they are on a prowl. You got a lot of these thirsty sisters, they are on a dick hunt. They dehydrated, not dehydrated. I said dehydrated. You have a lot of dehydrated females out here, and they talk all this trash on the YouTube streets. And not even on the YouTube streets. They talk trash in your workplace. They talk trash. I don't need no man. I don't want no man. I'm fine by myself. I don't need no man. I'm good. I'm happy with the single life. What's up, poetic? How you doing, honey bunny? I'll probably go ahead and throw you and throw you a little link. I'm trying not to be on here too long tonight, so it all depends. Glad you was able to stop in though. Appreciate your presence. Yeah, me and Kels, we was talking hella trash yesterday. If you didn't catch yesterday's live that me and her did together, definitely check it out. That's definitely one of my Ace Boon Coons there. We are part of the non-ratchet movement panel. She's a really good woman. She's cool peoples. Can't say that for everybody I rock with, but she's one of the women that I really I respect her and Classic Ruby and a few others. So we'll most likely be getting together Tuesday to do another non-ratchet movement panel. But as I was stating that it's so many single women out here that's dehydrated. They talk all that trash on the YouTube streets. They be trying to discourage other black women from getting married, other black women from wanting relationships. You don't need no black man. You don't need nobody. Just stop trying to get you a man, girl. You fine by yourself. But they be the main ones. As soon as a man smile in their face and show their teeth, they be the main ones that's giving out their ass or giving up their phone number. They be the main ones setting up a damn thirst trap. I've learned I, a lot. Some of these women, a lot of women are the biggest contradictors I have ever seen. The main ones that tell you not to do something, they be the main ones that do it. The main ones who be in these YouTube streets telling you to stay away from these dusties, telling you to stay away from these better males. These be the main ones that be letting these better males and dusty dudes bang their back out. hmm They talk all that trash on YouTube, and as soon as they get off of YouTube, they caught him Pookie and Ray Ray and meeting Pookie and Ray Ray at Waffle House or IHOP. Or they meeting them at the Motel 6 or the Budget Inn. I've learned I don't follow up behind a lot of females because I have seen them jokers say one thing and behind closed doors I've seen them do something totally different. I've had a girlfriend, y'all, true story. This girl sat up here and cried up and down about the stuff her man was doing to her. She boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo cried. She put on a Tyler Perry Oscar performance from out of this world. This girl like was literally going ham, losing her mind, crying about her husband. He cheating, he doing this, he doing that, blah 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 blah. After comforting this chick for like 3 hours on the phone, I talked to this girl. I gave her 2 3 hours worth of advice, trying to encourage her, trying to uplift her, because it's always a sister saying, you sound like one of those bitter black women. Why you're not uplifting us? Why you're not encouraging us? I have done that. And the truth is it just goes in one ear and out the other. And I did that with her. Stayed on the phone with her a couple of hours, trying to encourage her, don't worry, you'll make it, just keep praying, just trying to keep her encouraged, trying to help her keep her head on straight. She did all this boohoo crying about how she was not going to take this dude back. She was never going to deal with him again. She's done with men. She's done with love. She's done with marriage. Okay, whoop de whoop de whoop. I didn't hear from this chick in about 2 3 days. And you can always tell when a chick done got back with a man she has complained about, because you won't hear from this heifer. You can always tell when a female is going through with her old man, and you can tell when she done got back with her old man. When she's going through it with her old man, she will blow up your phone like she your goddamn probation officer. That's why I don't deal with too many females, because some of these jokers, when they don't have a man, honey, or when they going through with their man, they want you to be dedicated to hearing them whine and cry about the same stuff over and over and over and over. And I knew she got back with this dude because I didn't hear from her for a couple of days. She hiding from me like she on house arrest. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to call her, and I'm like, let me see what this chick is up to. Let me see what this chick got going. I calls her and like, oh hey, trying to act like she glad to hear from me. But at the same time, I know she feeling some type of way, because I know she really don't want to tell me that she done got back with this man. I know I caught her off guard, but at the same time, you know, she knows she can't afford to. She been dodging me for a minute. So I'm like, so hey, what you doing? Hey, nothing. I'm good. How are you? Her whole tone and everything is changing. I'm like, okay, all this crying and whining, you acting all giggly and bubbly and all this other stuff. So I'm purposely dragging the conversation out. I'm prolonging it on purpose because I want her to tell me she's back with her man. And you can tell she's trying to get around the question. I'm like, so what you been up to? He. Oh, nothing, girl. I just been I had took little Kiki to her recital, and I took little JJ to football. Up here telling me all this other bullshit just to prolong me from asking from telling me the real deal. Chick, I'm calling you because I'm trying to find out if you don't let Ricky dirty ass back in. That's what I'm calling for. I don't know why you dragging. She dragging and dragging the goddamn conversation out. I already know. So guess what? I'm bored. I ain't got nothing else to goddamn do. I play the game with her. I drag it out with her. Cause I know eventually you gonna try to get me off this phone. Cause Ricky sitting right there up under you, most likely scratching his balls and, and watching Hulu. I know he right there, but I'm intentionally keep you on the phone just to F with you. I know Mocha could be evil. Thank you, Ambion. He's Ambion just sent me a $10 donation. Thank you for the child support. I appreciate it, Ambion. Thank you for the child support. True talk. I've known women who've told other women that they don't need a man, yet they are the first ones crying over being lonely and wanting a so-called good man. Yes, Ambion. See, I know you know these things because that's exactly the truth. She goes and drags it out till she just can't. She's tired of dragging it out with me at this point because Ricky is sitting over there looking at her sideways now. So now she knows she got to hurry and get off the phone with my black ass. She's tired of dragging it out with me, right? So I'm still playing the game with them. So what you plan on doing tonight, girl? Now I know Ricky, he's sitting there, like I said, scratching his balls, and she probably about to make him a big plate of food. But I want her to tell me the real deal. I purposely want to put her on the spot. So how everything going? It's going good. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So what you up to tonight? I'm gonna be in for the night, girl. I don't plan on going anywhere. So I see this bitch is not going to acknowledge Ricky, and I'm getting pretty irritated at this point. So I just went out and asked her. I said, "So, is Ricky back?" And you know what they do? All my ladies who done been in the situation. You know what these females do when you put them on the spot and you ask them if they back with the dude who they've been crying to you about for about a week. She goes, kiki, 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 kiki. Yeah, girl, Ricky here. Kiki, 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 kiki. Hey, Rep. are you? How's it going? They do that dumbass goofy laugh. Kee 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 kee. Yeah, girl. Or this what pisses me off. Let me tell you what really pisses me off with these type of females. Let me tell you what she said that really made me mad. Now this really pissed me off. I hate when a woman has been duped with the double D. I hate when a female has been duped with the double D. Let me explain to y'all what the double D is. Because I know a lot of y'all is like, what the hell is Mocha talking about? I never heard of the double D. Double D is when a man has given a woman dick and dinner. He done got over just dicking her and dining her. He got over with the double D, y'all. He dicked her and he dined her. And this broad is up here laughing like a little high school girl, like it's goddamn funny. Kiki. Yeah, girl. Ricky came over last night and he put it on me, girl. Yes. He had me bent like a pretzel, girl. I'm like, is this bitch serious? You telling me about your goddamn sescapade? He got back in y'all with the double D. All you had to do was dick and down her. You females, y'all fall for this shit every time. I don't understand that. She took the bait. She took the double D. She took the dinner and the dick. He took out the Red Lobster and gave her some dick, and he got back in there. Girl, I can't. Let me sip my wine. Happens every time. A man could get in with the double D. I done seen it 1,000 times. Some Red Lobster, and he banging her back out after some damn cheddar biscuits. I don't understand that shit. After he done set up there and disrespect you for like a month or two, you let him in with the double D. I'm so tired of black women falling for the goddamn double D. That shit is tiresome. Y'all still letting these beta dudes get over y'all with dick and dinner? Yes, T193. I'm sipping my wine, but I'm in my right goddamn mind. I'm gonna tell you that much. I'm feeling nice. I'm not drunk. I'm just a little nice. It's a difference. It's a difference. I'm enough in my right mind. I know who the hell my husband is when he come through this door. I ain't so drunk where I'll lay up with anybody. You get what I'm saying? That's why I drink at home. I drink at home. I don't drink at no club. I drink at home because I know who the hell I'm waking up to. I don't care how drunk I get here. I know who I'm waking up to. I don't drink at no club because I don't want to wake up in a roach motel with one stiletto missing and my panties gone in a room full of Mexicans. I'm not about to put myself in that position. I'm sore the next morning and I don't know what the hell happened. I don't put myself in them type of positions. What's up, James? How are you? Y'all know I'm messy. Y'all been rocking with me long enough. Y'all already know how I operate. Nothing I say should be a surprise to none of my subscribers. Y'all been knowing me for a minute. But that's what I'm saying. Back to this double D thing. Because a lot of my sisters, y'all is still falling for the double D. How come a man, after he has totally disrespected you, he been gone for like a week or two, ain't paid the light bill before he left, ain't paid the Netflix bill, just left you, went out a hole for like a week or two, and he get right back in your house all because of the double D. He done dined you and dicked you. I don't understand how women in 2019 are still falling for the dick and the dinner. I have yet to have anybody explain it to me. And I'm still waiting for a goddamn answer. Well, I guess I'll never get that answer. So I might as well move on to the next topic. But she sat up there and key. Girl, he put it on me. I don't want to hear. I don't listen. I'm a grown woman. I don't want to hear about how your husband dicked you. I don't want to hear about how he had you bent backwards. I don't want to hear none of that. That's a turn off. I'm not interested in what you and your husband do in the bedroom. She acted like this little girl, and it made me realize the immaturity in her when she was up here telling me he got her back because he put it on her. And I ain't gonna tell you what all else she said he did, because half of y'all probably eating right now. But I'm like, girl, is you serious? And because y'all went to Red Lobster and got some cheddar biscuits and you ordered the damn what they call it, damn lobster fest, he got back in. I mean, all the disrespect was out the window. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not entertaining none of this broad shenanigans. I'm not listening to her complain and cry about this dude ever again. It's draining. A lot of these, some of these females would have sit up here and drain you with the same story over and over and over and over. How y'all went from cracking lobsters open and now he opening your legs? How that happen? How that happen? How y'all go from IHOP to now he hopping in the damn bed with you? I don't understand that. Black women, y'all keep getting, guys keep getting over on y'all through food. They do it every time. All they got to do is take you out to eat. And next thing you notice, he smashed you out the crib. I don't understand that. Oh, you be mad at him, but as soon as he offer, baby, let's got to eat. You hungry? Yeah. No, I don't want nothing. Well, James, that's what I want to say, but I'm glad you put it out there. I'm glad I had to say it. Guess what? He ate the groceries, but he ain't put no real damn groceries in the house. I will tell you that much. He ain't put no real groceries in the house. Y'all gonna get tired. Y'all gonna get tired of falling for that double D, because at the end of the day, you still not getting the respect that you really, really want. And you can't get mad with these dudes because it ain't their fault. You the one that you let him back in your house and back in your legs. I can't sympathize with you. I can't do it. She got them cheddar biscuits and he buttered her muffins. Exactly, Fred Law. Exactly, freelance. I'm saying, what's up, Dion? Good to see you. Appreciate your presence for coming in here. I'm serious. It's just tiresome. I just don't have the energy. That's why I don't have a lot of girlfriends like I used to. I got tired of hearing them cry about the same thing over and over. And then next thing you notice, she don't let Ricky back in the house. She done cussed and ran it about him for 2 hours. Done cuss and ran it about him doing this and him doing that, and talking about as soon as he get home, I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna tell him about himself. I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna put my foot down. And as soon as Ricky come through the door, girl, I call you back. I got to fix him his plate of food. I'll call you back. After she done ran it for 5 hours, I'm over it. As I was saying, because I know I'm all over the place, but it's a lot of females, a lot of black women that are trying to give married women a bad rap because married women chose to do things different. Um, you have what? Let me just put this out here. A woman knows from a woman pretty much has a strong indication from a young age if she wants to be a wife or not. I knew I wanted to be a wife at the age of 21 years old. As I was stating, because I know I've been all over the place and I've been clowning and cutting up a little bit. I knew I wanted to be a wife at 21. When I was 18, 19, I graduated from high school in 99. I went to every club because I was young. I had no kids. I lived my life. I was clubbing. I was having fun. Like I said, I made a lot of club owners. I made them rich. I paid for a lot of club owners' kids' college tuition because I was young and dumb, didn't know no better. Every weekend when I got my paycheck, every woman knows that clubbing is expensive for a woman. The single life is very expensive for a woman because you have to pay to look good. Every Friday night when I had got my check, first thing I would do is get my hair done. That was already like maybe $60 back then, $50, $60 back then. Get my nails done. That was like another 30. Get my toes done, buy outfit, buy shoes. The single life is very expensive for a single woman because you have to advertise and make yourself look good. If you don't look good, brothers are not going to be checking for you. So it's very expensive, dating. And that is what me and my single friends did back in the day before I got married. We used to club a lot. And I knew, like I said, when I was 21, I wanted to be a wife because when I was out there on the club scene and collecting numbers and talking to different guys, I realized at that moment at the age of 19 that this was not the life for me. I wanted a husband. I did not, I knew I did not belong. As a woman, it's just in some of us. Some women, it's not in them to be wives. Some of us are gifted with being wives, and some of us are just not wife material. It don't matter how great you are in bed, it don't matter how good you look, it don't matter how big your ass or big your titties is or whatever. Some women are not wife material. And I respect women that know they're not wife material and they're not trying to fake it and they're not trying to get the first man to wife them. I can respect a woman who knows she's not a certified wife material. My problem is these bras who try to act like they wife material and they know they're not. And they get with a man and make his life miserable. I knew I was wife material because I was tired of that. I was tired of collecting numbers and just meeting different guys and not getting anywhere and not connecting with them. I did not like that life. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be valued. I wanted to be appreciated. I did not want all kind of random dudes in and out of my life and in and out of my bedroom. And I knew this at a young age because I already had a lot of wisdom and maturity at the age of 18. I didn't think like the average 18-year-old female. Okay. I was doing what 18-year-old girls do. I was still clubbing and all of that. But even with my immaturity, I still was wise. I didn't get pissy drunk. Well, I ended up in some dude's apartment. I didn't smoke weed. I've never smoked weed in my life. To this day, I cannot tell you how weed feels. I've never smoked weed ever. I tried a cigarette once, coughed, that was it. Um, but I just knew I wanted to be somebody's wife. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to have a home that I could come home to, a husband that I could cook for. For some women, it's in us to be wives. And for some of us, some women are not built for it. Some females are built just to be breeders. They could produce babies, but they cannot produce wife material. They can't. They can't. It's not in them to do it. And it's something you cannot pretend to do. Either you're wife material or you not. It's like you can't say you a little bit pregnant. You either are pregnant or you are not pregnant. It's one or the other. So I knew, and that's why I did not play in them streets a long time. And then I made sure when I was in the dating streets, I did not get pregnant by anybody because I wanted to make sure when I made that move, it was going to be with a man that I loved and a man that I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. I did not want to randomly have children from all type of guys. I wanted a family because I saw what other women went through who made that mistake. And I did not want that for myself. I did not want to be one of those women to fall into the same statistic that most black women have fell into that trap of is just being somebody baby's mama. I want to be somebody's wife. And it's sad that in this generation, if a black woman can't even tell another black woman that a black woman, she cannot tell another black woman, I want to be somebody's wife. Because she's going to look at you like something wrong with you. You have so many women out here who have um embraced being alone. And I'm not knocking that. If that is your thing and you love being alone, you don't want a man. I ain't saying you got to have one. I'm not saying you less of a woman if you don't have a man. But you have some women that have programmed their mind into being anti-wives. We have a lot of anti-wives. They despise the thought of marriage because they're too busy going on what this misinformation on the YouTube streets and what they hear from their bitter friends or they miserable friends that's manipulating them and making them feel like, girl, you were wasting your time trying to be somebody's wife. Go get his money. Just get knocked up out of his child. And these are the same women, they make themselves miserable in the long run because you cheat yourself out of something. You cheat yourself out of a whole lot. And to be honest, I know the reason why some of these women out here who don't want wives, who don't want to be a wife, I'm gonna tell you what the majority of them problem is. A lot of some of these black women out here who don't want to be married, they just want to be baby mama or they want to be single. The reason why a lot of them are like that is because they don't feel valuable enough to be a wife. Because if you knew your value as a woman, you wouldn't accept just being a baby mama or somebody's wastebasket. If you use that to your imagination, because I'm gonna try to keep it rated G, you wouldn't be somebody's sperm deposit box or somebody's waste basket. A lot of them, when I hear a woman says, I don't want a man, I don't want to be married, basically she says that because she knows she has tainted herself from being marriageable. Let's see if that marinated to any of y'all in this chat room. Now, I'm not talking about the single woman who has embraced her single life. She got her shit together. She's not bitter. She's not going around hating all men. I'm not talking about those single women. I'm talking about these other bitter, the women who represent the bitter black woman movement. You going around hating all men and you hating black women who have a love for black men. Yes, poetic, the truth hurts. Those ones, the reason why they don't want a husband, they don't want a man, because they tainted themselves. Oh, yes, T193U. And am I always? Me and this wine is on point tonight. No different than somebody, if you try to encourage somebody to go back to school to get their college degree. And the first thing they tell you is, I don't have time, man. I ain't getting no degree. Ain't no real money in getting a degree. You know what they're saying? They're saying, I'm not smart enough to get a college degree. You have to learn to read in between the lines. When a person denies themselves of something, it's usually because they don't feel worthy of even getting it in the first goddamn place. So a lot of these females out here ain't fooling me when they say, I don't need a man, I don't want a man. You don't want one because you have tainted yourself from being able to get one. You done been with too many Pookie and Ray Rays, sweetie. All your kids got different last names. Hello. It is what it is. It don't make you less of a woman. Believe me, it's a man out here who will accept you with your 6 or 9 kids. He'll be a better male, but guess what? You and your better male can get together and make it happen. If y'all can build something together, don't let nobody in these YouTube streets make you feel bad. Maybe a better male will work for you. Because sometimes you got to stay in your lane. You can't want a Porsche when you are a 1978 Volvo. Sometimes you got to work with what's workable. You can't reach too high now. Don't let me stop you, because a better male may be on your level. You may have to deal with a better male, but that don't mean y'all can't build together. You know, sometimes you got to work with what you can. You work with what you can get. Nothing wrong with that. You can still be successful with your better male. You got to stay in your lane. You can't want an NBA player, sis, and you live in the projects. Sorry, you can't. You can't work at Walmart, but your husband, you want him to be on his own law firm. Money roll with money. Struggle work with struggle. What's up, Chris from League of Dads? Good to see you. Congrats on your new book. I'm trying to get like you, Chris. I'm trying to start my book like you doing. I'm gonna have to get with you on that. I need some pointers. I'm trying to put my book out there. I know you know your stuff, so I'm gonna have to hit you up soon because I got two books that I'm working on, and I've been delaying on that project, so I'm gonna definitely need your assistance in that. So I would appreciate it. But again, congrats on your book. Congrats. I wish you nothing but the best. You deserve it. Absolutely. James says the whole city seen you naked and skydived in her mouth, and she thought it was cute when she was young. That's awesome, Chris. I got two books and I've been dragging them out for 2 years. I need prayer. Y'all pray for me. I should have been finished them books. Yeah. When some of these single women, not all, if it does not apply, you don't have to reply. But these bitter single women, it's the difference between a single woman and a bitter single woman. And some of these bitter single women, they won't even admit that they're bitter. And that is the reason why a lot of them cannot grow. They cannot promote themselves to the next level. Appreciate it, T193U, for the $10 donation. Thank you very much. Thank you for paying your child support. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you. A lot of them, the problem is, if you don't know what's making you bitter as a woman, you're not going to change it. A lot of what's killing a lot of us as black women, what's killing us is bitterness. Bitterness is the new cancer for black women, for broken black women. Not all black women, broken black women. When your standard is way too high, you need to cut it. Yes, James, you absolutely right. I totally agree with you on that. You have to losing my train of thought here. Um, Bitterness has become the new cancer for broken black women in the community. When you can't come clean with what is making you bitter, you will make everyone around you become dysfunctional because of your dysfunctional vibe that you're putting off. Exactly, Chris. A lot of us as black women, what we're not understanding is we're making ourselves a bitter magnet, meaning that the vibe that you put off to other people is the vibe that you're going to get back. We have a lot of angry, what's up, Chris Harris? Yes, the truth is coming. Ronald coming. You got that right, Craig Harris. You know that's my motto. Ain't no Vaseline over here. We don't slide it in easy. I'm not gonna slide it in easy over here. You're gonna get the raw truth and you're gonna get a hard from here. Absolutely. Was the reason why a lot of us what we're not realizing as black women, the energy we give off to people is the energy that we give back. If you walk around here with this bitchy beastie attitude, even if you don't say anything, even if you try to play it off and be nice and polite, people can feel your animosity based by the spirit that you carry. As black women, we cannot keep using what we have gone through as a crutch to keep penalizing everyone else around us that has nothing to do with our personal failures. As black women, we've been holding on to the same crutches for too long. It is time for us to put those crutches in the closet. Nobody, you picking nothing but lame dudes. All 5 or 6 of your baby daddies is lame. Something is wrong with you, sis. It can't be that every man you ever met, something was wrong with them. Why do you keep choosing these 5, 6 better males? You ain't with none of the dudes. Not one wife you, not one wanting to marry you, not one wanting a relationship with you. What is it about you where you keep making yourselves magnetic to better dudes? What's up, Prince? As always, Prince is the class is the chat class clown as usual. Then what I'm saying, but as a black woman, you have to realize when you are getting in your own way. Everybody is not out to get us black women. A lot of the time, we hurt ourselves before anybody could even get a chance to get at us. We hurt ourselves by going into situations with our own messed up program way of thinking. We go into situations already setting ourselves up for failure. For one, let me tell you something, as black women, we have a new disease. There's a new disease. This disease has been going on amongst black women in the black community for a long time. This disease is called denial, the disease of denial. We have a disease called denial that a lot of us as black women, we are overdosing off of denial. We're trying to act like certain things are not affecting us, certain things are not bothering us, when the truth is, it really is. A lot of y'all have not gotten past things you have done in your past, and it's still coming back to haunt you. It is some of us as black women, we are angry with men who we ain't even seen in 20 damn years. A lot of y'all are holding grudges against dudes that been moved on, that's already married, already been out your life for a year, 2 years, and you still angry with this man. It's sisters walking around here angry with guys who cheated on them in 5th grade. A lot of us are still holding on to things that we have no damn control over. Yeah, the D&D, right, Chris? Yeah, I'm schooling them up in here because it needs to be said. A 1-day extension with first show. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I had to email my instructor about my assignment that's going to be late. But as I was saying, the reason why a lot of us, some of us as black women, why some of us is toxic, and if it does not apply, you don't have to reply. I'm not saying all black women have this problem, but if the shoe fits, you just have to wear it. If it's not applying to you, there's nothing to get offended by. But the reason why a lot of us cannot move on and we cannot move forward, because a lot of us have not sat back and reflected on what we have done wrong to cause ourselves to get in the situations that we have gotten ourselves involved in. And one thing about it, people who do not take accountability, let me tell you something. People who don't take accountability cannot heal. You cannot heal if you don't take accountability for the things that have gone wrong in your life. When you can sit back and reflect and think about what you did wrong to cause yourself to get in the situation you done been in, that is the first step to growth. That is how you grow. And I've had to do it. I've had to sit back and talk to myself. I had to coach myself and say, Mocha, what is it about you where you keep attracting the wrong men? What are you doing? Sometimes as black women, we have to put ourselves in check. You have to do some self-analyzation, some self-evaluation. You got to look real deep within yourself. You have to come clean to yourself and talk to yourself and realize that, you know what, I got myself in a situation because I was being too thirsty. I'm in a situation because I love sex. I don't care how many different dudes I screw. I'm promiscuous. A lot of us, we cannot come clean to ourselves. And this is the reason why we cannot heal and we cannot move forward. And we keep falling into that same cycle because we refuse to admit to ourselves. If you don't want to admit it to other people, that's fine. But the worst person you can lie to is yourself. Lying to yourself has costed us a lot. And what a lot of us as Black women, what we're not understanding is we don't have a whole lot of time to still be sitting up here lying. We are mothers. A lot of y'all, if y'all not wives, you're mothers. You got daughters coming up behind you. You got sons coming up behind you. How are you going to, what are you going to teach the next generation if you yourself have not learned? And the problem with a lot of Black women, we are so broken. We're passing our same brokenness down to our own children. We're producing more broken children. We're producing more broken children. That's what we're doing. You can't teach somebody effectively if you have not healed. A lot of us as Black women, we have not healed. We have not healed. You have not healed from that first guy who did you wrong, from that first wrong dude who you gave your virginity to because you let him manipulate you based off of your desperation. A lot of us have not healed from things we've gone through in the past. And then it's deeper than that. It's a lot of broken Black women out here who've experienced some very severe things in their childhood. You may have even been molested. You may have been sexually abused. If you did not get any help in that, do you not realize that stuff like that is going to continue to keep eating up at you like cancer? If you did not get any help, you did not get any type of spiritual healing or anything to try to, um get some type of like real psychiatric help. And the problem, and this is another thing, what I'm starting to notice with women in the Black community, the problem is y'all are too busy dicking y'all way through y'all problems. Yes, I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. There's too many. Some of these Black women, too many of them are dicking their way through their problems. You think you could screw your issues out of your system. It's too many females that are still using sex as a source for healing. You're not going to heal by sleeping with all kind of random dudes. There's no empowerment in that. What a lot of women are not understanding is the more dudes that you keep sleeping with, that's the more empty you're going to continue to keep feeling. Every time you sleep with a different dude, it takes something out of you. It empties you, it drains you. Every time you keep giving yourself to all type of guys, you lose a piece of yourself. Yeah, Rissa, please leave my rose there. You lose a piece of yourself each and every time. When you keep giving yourself to all kind of random guys. That is what happens. Every time you lay a different dude, they taking a piece of you. And why you think you're winning and why you're thinking it's this sense of empowerment because I get to sleep with all the guys I want to sleep with. And, that's just me being a woman. I'm my own woman. What you're not realizing is you keep devaluing yourself when you're sleeping with all kind of random guys. You devalue your self-worth and why you think you're accomplishing. And I know, and you cannot fall up behind the dynamics of the world. What a lot of women are not understanding is the old school way has protected a lot of us, even though we're in this new era. But if you think about it, women back in the day who did things the old school way, a lot of them are not facing the repercussion that we are facing today as Black women. Black women back then who strive for marriage, who strive for family instead of just having children. If you notice, a lot of those women, they don't have the problems that we're having now. Exactly, Priest. What's up, Priest? Thanks for coming in. Back then, when women used to get pregnant, women got pregnant as an honorary thing. Pregnancy during the 50s and the 60s was an honorable thing. It was an honorable thing to have a child from your husband, because back then having children was not to collect child support. It was not to trap a man. It was not for the reasons that these new school broads use it today. Back then, women became pregnant because pregnancy was building a foundation for the family tree and extending a legacy for the husband who they were joined in through holy matrimony. That's what marriage was about. That's what pregnancy was about. Pregnancy was building a foundation. But these new school bras today, they have tainted that. What was supposed to be a blessing, these females today, they have made a mockery. They have made a mess of what was designed as a blessing. In actuality, to keep it 100, and I know some women, females may be in their feelings, but do you realize you were not designed to raise a child on your own? Do you not understand that? I know a lot of y'all. I know it's going to make you feel some type of way. Me saying that, but do you not realize you was not supposed to have a child by yourself? It was not originally designed that way. It was not designed that way. Nowhere in the Bible I've seen anything about single parenting. I've seen more about marriage than single parenting. What has happened is we have bent all the rules because what's going on with a lot of black men and black women. We have lost our morals. We have lost our values. And the problem with what's going on in the black community, there's just way too much lust. You high? Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, priest. As long as you get a high off this knowledge I'm giving y'all tonight, because I'm telling you, I'm schooling. I'm schooling y'all. I'm giving y'all a lot of knowledge tonight. But I'm glad you're enjoying your high. Don't bring that contact over here now. Keep it over there. Don't bring it over here. But actuality, what black women are going through is not supposed to be that way. It was never designed. It was never that we were not designed to be single mothers. We were designed originally to be queens and have and bear children from our kings so we can produce princes and princesses. But what has happened over the years, we have thrown all our morals, all our values, because the problem with the black community, there's a lot of lust. There's too much lust in the black community. The black community is so overly sexualized. It's so much lust in the black community, which is the reason why we're breeding babies like roaches. It's just you have women that are overly sexual. They sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Daryl. You got men who don't care who they're raw dogging. Men ain't protecting their penises no more. Females aren't protecting their vaginas. Anything goes. We're in an anything goes society. There's no more structure. There's no more discipline. We don't try to discipline ourselves with anything anymore. It's all about sex. It's all about promiscuousness. Women are getting um 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 independency and liberation all confused. Just because you're independent, that does not put you on the same level as a man. You cannot go around screwing every time, Dick, and Daryl. Don't let the feminist movement set you up for failure, ladies. Don't let the feminist movement, yes, you may can have a job like a man. I know some women who do construction. Yes, you may can do, you're equal to a man to certain things. You know, you can go to a restaurant and pay for your own meal, just like a man can go to a restaurant and pay for his own meal. We are equal to men with certain things, but guess what? You would never be equal to a man when it comes to participating in promiscuous behavior. As women, we would never be on the same level as men participating in thought behavior. Fall up behind these YouTube streets, let these thought-minded females manipulate you and make you think it's okay. Girl, we can do what men can do. You can screw as many men as you want. You ain't got to be in love with a man to screw him. You ain't got to be in love with a man to have a baby from him. If you fall into the trap of temptation where you feel like you can screw every time Dick and Daryl, what you're not realizing is you will never be equal. You will never be able to do what a man can do. You know why? And this is not to insult you and say that a man is more important or a woman is more important, vice versa. But the reason you can't do, and I said this yesterday on my content when me and Kels was talking, the reason why you can't do what men can do is because it affects us worse when we do what they do. A woman, put it this way, you can put a man and a woman in the same room. A man can screw 20 women. You may have a man that screw 20 women, and you may have this female that screws 20 men. Who's going to age quicker? Who's going to age quicker? As a woman, when you sleep with all types of dudes, you age rather rapidly. You age rather quickly. It takes a toll on your physical attributes. It don't matter how nice you think your body looks. A man can look at you as a woman and tell when your body has been used and ran through. It don't matter how many waist trainers you wear, how much MAC makeup you put on. Doesn't matter how much hair you buy to sew in your head, or the color that you change in your contacts, how much you get your nails and stuff done. A man is going to know based on the spirit that you carry that you have been with a large, abundant amount of too many men. Hammer hit nails. Men born to. Yep. Yep. You right about that, priest. I absolutely agree. Absolutely. Yeah, but as a woman, when you partake in a lot of promiscuous behavior, you age before your time. This is why we have some females that are only 20 looking like they 40. Females that's 40 looking like they 60. Why some of these females, why our great grandmothers, why our grandmothers in their 60s and 70s and still look good for their age, especially the ones that didn't partake in all type of thought behavior. The reason they still have their beauty is because they have not been with all kind of men. The more men that you invite into your kingdom, it takes away from you physically and it takes away from you emotionally, to where you start looking hard in the face. You have these dark circles around your eyes. You already wrinkling in certain areas. You looking hard in the face. Your body looks used because you've had too many men enter in and out your body. It's no different, exactly, priest. It's no different than a used car. What happens with a used car that has had too many previous owners? The value of that car deteriorates. The car gets more raggedy. I don't care if you put a new muffler in it. I don't care if you put a new transmission. That car has still depreciated in value because it has had too many different people driving it. And that is the same way as black women. What we're not understanding is when you are sleeping with all kind of dudes, You are depreciating your self-worth. Do not fall up behind these chicks on these YouTube panels. Do not fall up behind your girlfriends or whoever you're listening to. Girl, you can sleep with as many men as you want to sleep with. No, you cannot, because you will be the one in a household full of bastard children, and all of them have different last names. And do you not realize that too many pregnancies causes stress to the body, especially when you have become impregnated from every random dude? Do you not realize that too many babies can tear up your body, can destroy your body? A lot of people, a lot of women don't want to believe that. It's not the amount of children, it's the amount of baby daddies that you keep having these children from that's wearing your body down. Because the truth of the matter is, you have to think deep. A lot of women don't think this far when it comes to having sex with all kind of men. For one, what you have to realize is, to make it more plainly, because we all grown folks here. So I'm gonna break everything down to the lowest common denominator. To all of the women who are participating in promiscuous behavior, you're screwing all type of guys because you feel liberated. You feel like you your own woman. You make your own money. You can sleep with as many dudes as you want to sleep with. This is what you have to understand as a woman. Our vaginas are made are made really for only one man, to be frank. And I know a lot of women are not going to agree with this content. But what women have to understand is, all men are built differently when it comes to their package. You have some men that are bigger than others. You have some men that are smaller than others when it comes to the penis. Okay? That's the first issue. You're dealing with different sizes. Okay? So when you sleep with different men, every man you sleep with is going to rupture your vagina in an abrupt way. Exactly, priest. Absolutely. So when you have all of these different guys, some guys may be bigger than the other. So if the first guy you screw is really large, okay, and 2 days later you screwing another man that's relatively smaller than the last guy you screwed, he may not feel the same amount of pleasure the last guy did, because the last guy had already stretched you out before he got there. See, a lot of women don't want to think this far. Y'all think sex is sex, dick is dick. You can screw whoever you want to screw. Okay, keep on thinking like that. And that's why your body has so much physical wear and tear on it. What women are not understanding is, your vagina needs to be maintained. And I don't mean just maintenance by douche and massengill and soap and water. Well, you have all type of different dudes banging you, enter in and out your vagina. You put a lot of wear and tear on your vagina. Okay, it's like anything else. If too, like I said, too many people driving the same car, it's going to be some wear and tear. Things are going to happen. These things that go on with your body that you think is simple, what you're not understanding is wear and tear. All of these yeast infections, you itching a lot, you going to the doctor way too goddamn much more frequently than you need to be doing. You feeling sore down there, you burning down there. You don't have to have an STD to be feel a burning sensation. You can feel a burning sensation from too much penetration. You got too many different dudes that are penetrating your body. So, like I said, that's the first thing y'all are dealing with. Yeah, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna I'm gonna break it all the way down in here. That's the first problem women don't understand. the size of too many different men penises is entering your body. That's tearing up the wear and tear on your vagina. The second thing is all men do not screw the same. Okay, you have some men, they stroke game is different. You may have one man, he's gentle with how he enters your body. He takes his time. He doesn't abruptly just shoves himself in you. That's his. That's that one. Uh, that's one type of stroke game. Then you may have another dude when he is has his heart on and he's getting ready to enter you. He's not trying to take his time and ease his way into there. You have some men that have animal instincts where they just gonna jump in and jump on you and bang your ass like a rabbit. And when you have men who are rough with you and they did not take their time with you to where you was able to naturally get wet or whatever the case is, do you not realize that causes wear and tear on your vagina? I know you do, priest. After school, these sisters, because they don't get it. They don't understand that they are putting so much wear and tear on their vagina. Like I said, every guy do not handle all women the same in the bedroom. So if you got 5, 6 different dudes and you banging them all within the same week or hell within the same month, do you not realize that you are confusing your vagina when you do stuff like that? You got all these different men. That this is why sometimes as a woman, a lot of women are having a hard time climaxing and they think it has something to do with the man. They want to blame the man. He did not make me aroused. He didn't arouse me. He didn't turn me on. A lot of women are blaming men for why they cannot reach that sexual peak when it is not the man. You don't have too many different penises in your body, so the vagina is confused as to how to respond to arousal. How many of y'all in here so far agree with what I'm saying or you disagree? If you agree with the fact that I'm saying too much penises could ruin how the vagina functions, then press a 1. If you disagree with me that too many penises will not affect how a vagina functions, then press 2. Because I really want to know your opinion. Press 1 if y'all agree, press 2. Because I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. It's 18 people in here, and I want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm going to ask the question again. Do you think too many penises could affect how a woman's vagina functions? If you don't think that, then press 2. And that's okay. I'm not going to kick you out if you disagree. It's okay if we're not on the same page. I see a couple of ones in here. Okay, all right, good. Angela, okay, good. I'm glad I got a woman, a female, that also agrees. For the most part, it looks like we're all on the same page. So far, everybody agrees that too many penises. It is what it is. Too many penises will ruin how the vagina is supposed to function. That is why a lot and you know what, a lot of some of these black women, they don't think their vagina has a problem because they're able to produce and have children. They think only women who can't have kids, something is wrong with their vagina. You can have kids, that don't mean something is not wrong with you down there. James put a bunch of ones. Well, I'll be damned. Okay, cool. As long as we kind of on the same page. Yeah, and see, and what happens is these women, when they can't get turned on, they think they got to keep screwing different guys till they find a guy to hit that spot. The problem is the spot is gone because too many penises have entered the body. That's what has happened. Cool, poetic, cool, cool. I remember my mother telling my sisters they had to wash their thing every night before bed if they did shower bath. Yeah, it's very important. But this is what's going on in the black community. A lot of us, we don't want to think this deep. We don't want to think this far ahead. We want to think sex is just sex, and it's not. It is actually it's sex is a very fragile act. If people knew how powerful sex was, they wouldn't be going around here screwing any and everybody. People would be more selective if they knew how powerful sex was. Sex is a weapon that you just don't play with. I tell women, you don't let any dude just pull on your trigger. Because you got to realize, if once you pull a trigger, it's like a gun. Once you pull a trigger and that bullet is out there, you can't get it back. That is how sex is. Once you pull that trigger on that woman and that bullet goes out there coming from the man, just like you can't catch that bullet back, you cannot catch that sperm back once it enters the body. That's it. That means there's a child coming on the way, or either, unplanned pregnancy, or either there's an STD. Something is going to take place because sex is a very spiritual act. That's what a lot of people are not understanding. Yeah, they had that rejuvenation surgery. Exactly. Yeah, they doing all kind of stuff now, but a lot of these sisters, they can't afford that. They gonna be stuck with those loose pocketbooks. They're gonna be stuck with it because that stuff like that takes money. Takes money. And the thing about it is too, when it comes to those type of things right there, it's unnatural. So a man can still feel a difference. He can tell when a woman is naturally tight or when she's been forced to become tight. So you're not really, as women, we can't really deceive men with our vaginas. We can't. um to get on there made me believe. Yeah, some women are more hygienic than others when it comes to taking care of that area. But that's just one thing. It's so many products out here where a woman does not have an odor. I'm talking about these women that are not understanding how sleeping with so many guys could mentally, emotionally, and physically malfunction you. It can malfunction you. And another thing is, this is the reason why some black women end up partaking in a lot of thought behavior, because they done been touched and tampered with so much. They don't know the difference between good touch and bad touch. They don't know the difference. They can't tell when a man is making love to them or when a man is banging them out, because they have been touched too many times. They don't know a difference. When a woman has been screwed so many times, she don't know when a man is really making love to her or if he's just banging her. She will not know. You absolutely right, James. Medicaid do not cover vaginal rejuvenation. No, it doesn't. Because if it did, James, shit, all of them, and you wouldn't be no loose pocketbooks in the black community. Some strippers sleep with less men than the girl at McDonald's. I can believe that. You can't always go by how a woman looks. It's these women, it's always the females you least expect that be doing more hoeing than anything. Especially these ones on YouTube streets that want to sit up here and tell all these other black women or how they need to conduct themselves and how they need to carry themselves. They be the main ones that be doing it. These women on the YouTube streets telling you, stay away from these better males. Leave these dusty dudes alone. She is screwing a dusty dude. Matter of fact, as soon as she comes off of her live on her Google Hangout, she's gonna call that better male. She's gonna call that dusty dude so he could come over and bang out that same night. And she's gonna get back on YouTube and she's gonna act like she don't deal with dusty dudes. What I realize is sometimes the main thing that people despise, the main thing that people talk so badly about, that be the main thing they got a secret fetish for. Some people have secret fetishes for stuff. You have some women who constantly talk bad about dusty dudes, but she secretly has a fetish for dusty dudes. And even some men in some cases. You got some men, they'll talk reckless. Oh, I don't like thoughts. I don't like raggedy ants. But they have a little fetish for them. Now, they ain't going to wife them. I believe that, you know, because men, one thing about men, they, where men are wise at, where men are gifted, where women are not gifted, men know where to place certain women. A man will know, okay, this type of woman, I'm not going to wife her. I'm going to just bag this one. She looks good, but she's good for bagging. Not going to wife her, not going to have no children. She's just good to have a good time. Okay. Then they have this one woman. No, this wife material. This ain't somebody I just want to bag. I want to actually, help this woman secure the bag. I want to build with her. I want to have something with her. Men have that gift of distinguishing. Women, we don't distinguish a goddamn thing. We try to make anything out of anybody. Try to make the dusty dude husband material, the better dude husband material. I mean, we let our emotions get in the way. Until we learn how to defeat emotions, women, we always put ourselves in a crossfire. Until we learn how to manage our emotions. And we learn how to deal with our emotions. And realize that every guy, just because you and him could connect, that don't mean there's a chemistry. Just because y'all both like Red Lobster, that don't mean y'all should be together. Just because he found your G spot, that don't mean that's your future husband. Some of these women will find the most dumbest reasons to make herself believe that he's the one. What's up, Dr. Phoenix? Didn't even see you while you was in here. Appreciate you for coming in. Some of these women, especially when what happens is women, when we reach two stages, there's two different stages that women reach where they mess themselves up: desperation and denial. Those two things are ruining us as Black women in the Black community. That denial, trying to act like you don't have this problem, trying to act like you not desperate, trying to act like you not no thought, you trying to pretend you are the opposite of what you really are. It is ruining our character and credibility as Black women when we try to act the opposite of what the hell we really are. You want to act like you're not a thought, but you're doing thought shit. You going to the club before 11 so you can get in free. You overly advertising your assets, but then you want to get on these YouTube streets, or then you want to get around certain people and try to act like you holier than thou. And you live in a totally different lifestyle behind what you're presenting yourself. We have a lot of us as Black women, we have to get rid of that disease called denial. Stop acting like you don't want to be a wife. Well, you know you really do. You're around here lying to yourself. I'm glad with being single. I'm glad I don't have a man, when you know you really want one. Now, this is not to say there are some women that are happy with their single lifestyle. They're not complaining. They're not doing dirty below the belt stuff to get a man. They ain't trying to get pregnant on purpose. They ain't doing all kind of shady and ratchet stuff. And they are really happy being single. I'm not talking about those women. I'm talking about these other women who pretend they're glad to be single, but they doing stuff to try to trap a man, try to lock a man in. Which one is it, sis? You glad you by yourself, or you really want a man? Which one? You doing all kind of undercover stuff behind closed doors, trying to act like, oh, I don't like better males. I don't like dusties. But you getting pregnant from them. You meeting these dudes at Waffle House. You meeting them at IHOP. You meeting them at the Budget Inn and the Motel 6. I mean, really. That's the first problem we have as Black women is denial, and the second problem is desperation. And the reason why we have issues with the desperation because we are in what's called a dick drought. There's a high abundant amount of dick drought. It's a lot of dick drought within the black community. And what I mean by the dick drought is that women is finding it harder and harder to get laid. You got some better dudes that are stupid, that are giving away, the wood, like, like it's cookies at, at Sam's warehouse or whatever. But for the most part, so what's going on is a lot of guys are getting hip to the game, and some of these dudes, the majority of men, some of them are starting to hold back a lot. They're not giving it they're not giving up the wood as easily because it's too many thoughts that have ruined it. And now what's going on is men are not diving at every woman who puts her vagina on a platter. All men are not taking it like they used to. They're thinking twice because now the men are catching on, and they're realizing there's a trap. Whenever a woman wants to give up the cookies easily, it's a plot, it's a plan. Either she's trying to get me on child support, either she's trying to give me a package. So it's not too many men, which I have to commend y'all. Y'all are getting a little smarter. And see, child support also made a lot of guys get smarter. A lot of men paying child support, and it's ruining them, and it's messing up their pockets. So you got some brothers that are catching on. But for every smart brother, there's that dumb one that's still going to go around here and make dick deposits. And he's going to have so many children before he get in his 30s. He's not going to be able to buy his own house, not be able to start his own business because he's going to be too busy taking care of children. Oh, well, that's on him. It is what it is. It's a high increase in dick drought. And what's starting to happen is because women are not able to get it as easy as they used to, it done got to the point where even guys are turning down booty calls. Back in the day, guys would never turn down a booty call. I've had some friends who told me when they was willing to give a man some, call him, and he would turn it down and be like, nah, I'm good. That's even happening. Priest says, and you have to buy her car or your kids take the bus and people think you broke. Exactly. The stakes are too high. The stakes are too high. And this is why there's a dick drought. Guys or men are catching on. They're not falling up behind these broads. They not just giving the wood to them all kind of way because men are figuring out they stand too much to lose. And at this point, you really, really do. You stand too much to lose. The stakes are too high. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a simp because you're turning down a woman who's quick to put her vagina on a platter. If anything, it makes you wise. It doesn't make you weak because you know that every opportunity is not meant to be taken. Just because a woman is putting it in your face, that don't mean take it because it's a trap. It's a spider web. Exactly. Each kid is a car payment. And that's exactly the truth. It really, really is. So, we definitely, as black men and black women, we all have to take accountability. And as much as sometimes these brothers in the YouTube streets, they want to give black women a hard time, because for one, I give black women a hard time. And I'm always giving them a hard time because I'm a black woman and I'm tired of black women falling into the same ratchet struggle. I'm sick of seeing it. And that's why I speak on it earnestly all the time. But the problem is, as much as some of these guys in the YouTube streets want these women to hold themselves accountable and to admit that they messing themselves up, they're messing their lives up. At the same token, while they need to take accountability, these better dudes and these dusties, they need to take accountability as well. Because guess what? These ratchet chicks, they're not getting pregnant by themselves. Somebody laying them. Somebody is still sneaking, dipping, and diving with these ratchet chicks. And it's still guys that are still sleeping with them. It's still guys that are creeping with them, slipping with them, and up here lying and acting like they don't want nothing to do with ratchet women. Oh, people, it amazes me how some of these black men will talk about whores so bad, but if the opportunity presents itself and she looks good, she has nice assets, he's not going to turn her down. And he'll be the main one as soon as she traps him for child support. All black BITCHs ain't SHIT. We do this all the time. We play these games, but when these games come back to bite us, we're in our feelings. Yeah, more than a car payment. Absolutely, Kels. Yeah, it's no joke. 550, and I definitely believe that. These kids are expensive. That's why like I said, all these unplanned pregnancies is not just a black woman problem. It's a black man's problem. You see how some of these women carry themselves. You see she money hungry. You see she thirsty. You see her other baby daddies. She taking them to court every other week. Why would you want to get knocked up by this type of female? You see she's struggling. You see she's staying with her mama. You got a good job. You're making good money. You don't think she's going to try to catch you off guard because she's looking for the biggest bidder. You have to be careful with falling into these games. Everything, listen, everything that looks good to you does not mean it is good for you. Every opportunity ain't meant to be taken. I don't care how good she looks. There's nothing wrong with telling a woman, no, I'm good. It's not worth the stress that is going to bring upon your life. Every cheap thrill, check this out, y'all. Cheap thrills become expensive. And I hope if y'all don't remember nothing else that I say, remember cheap thrills are expensive. Just because it's easy, that don't mean to take her up on it. Just because it's free, it does not mean it's not going to cost you something later. Because as the saying goes, there's nothing free. Nothing. James says, right, there's a lot of men got these fours thinking they're tens because they're like dogs and heat behind them. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's and James, I'm glad you brought that up. That's why a lot of these hyena looking some of these hyena black women, they are in denial. You cannot tell them they don't look good. These rhinoceros, these wolverines, these hyenas, you cannot tell them they don't look good because there's some better dude that's still knocking them off behind closed doors. It be the same ones. I don't mess with these big chicks. I don't mess. She got to pay like she weigh. If she weigh 550, she got to pay 550. You will have guys up here who will swear up and down they will never give these women a time of day, but they will screw them because you got some females, they automatically think they're attractive because a dude is banging them. Ugly chicks think they look good because guys are sleeping with them. They don't separate their looks from sex. They think because you are sleeping with them that they look good. That's why this is the reason why a lot of these hyenas are in denial. And y'all wondering why some of these black females are out of pocket with y'all because it's so many better males, better brothers that have stroked these Wolverine egos and hyenas. They have stroked their egos. Yes, Angela, hyenas, Wolverines, rhinoceros, these beastie looking box built broads who that got thighs built like a Toyota Tundra truck. Y'all are the ones that are laying these Toyota Tundra thigh chicks. Y'all are the ones who got them thinking they rule the goddamn world. Y'all complain about these chicks, but y'all are messing with them. Y'all be lifting up those Toyota Tundra thighs. Y'all be doing that. Y'all are the cause for why these hyenas are out of control. If you are not doing it, your homeboy is doing it. If you're not messing with them, you know a dude who is. Bottom line, that's why a lot of them are out of pocket. You got them thinking they the best thing since sliced bread because y'all keep messing with them. But anyway, y'all, I know this has been a long content. I originally, when I did this content, I was talking about these married women and single women, but I had to go in. I had to keep going in different areas because it's unfortunate that it's a lot of single women out here. They keep missing out and losing out, and they're not getting it. They're not comprehending. They are not understanding. um they are trying to give married women a hard time. It's a lot of not it's these bitter single women. Like I said, not all single women, just these bitter ones. They are throwing all type of shade at married women, and they basically are trying to insinuate that black women that are married, they are pushovers, they are slaves, they do too much for their husbands. They kiss their husband's ass too much. Um, they don't have a backbone. They're spineless. They man tells them what to do. Honey, a lot of y'all have the concept of marriage totally misconstrued. I don't know where some of these bitter single women, I don't know where they're getting their information from. But if you have never been married, or if you're on husband number 5 or number 6, you don't not need to be on these YouTube streets telling any black woman or any woman for that matter about what she should deal with or not deal with as a married woman, because you do not have any degrees in marriage. You have not been a wife, or you on the husband number 4, number 5. So you ain't stayed in a marriage long enough to be coaching anybody on anything. I'm just fed up with some of these single women that think they got all the answers and want to talk about how black men ain't this, black men ain't that. First of all, you don't know how black men is a black man because you ain't stayed with a man long. You ain't stayed with one long enough to be telling everybody how black men is. How you know how black men is when you on boyfriend number 6, number 7, you on baby daddy number 8, number 9. You don't know. You have not been consistent to be giving anybody any information. Exactly, priest. Passengers can't fly the plane. Like I said before, the analogy I use, I cannot teach auto mechanic when I have a master's degree in criminal justice. I know nothing about cars. I have not taken any courses in cars. I am not qualified or certified to be given any women out here any advice on marriage. And I advise you, black women out here, to be careful who you get your information from. Just because these sisters are saying something that sounds good, just because these females are on the YouTube street saying something that strokes your ego, that makes you feel great, because sometimes lies feel great. When somebody's telling us something we want to hear, it makes us feel good. Truth doesn't always feel good. So sometimes when people tell us truth, we want to write them off because the truth exposes you to your pain. Truth will open up pain to you. And I understand it. But just like medicine, the most nastiest medicine is the strongest medicine that's going to cure you. Long as we keep sitting up here wanting people to pamper and lick our wounds and make us feel good, you will never grow. You're going to stay stagnant. And this is the reason why some of us are so bitter. You're bitter because you're not growing. And you're not growing because you want to stay complacent. You want to stay stuck in your ways. You want to stay stuck in your beliefs. You want to stay stuck in the way you see things. And this is the reason why you cannot grow. This is the reason why you can't move to another level in life. And what happens is when we struggle growing, we take that same amount of bitterness and anger and we want to penalize everybody else around us for it that had nothing to do with your pain. It's a lot of us as Black women, we are penalizing everybody around us for our pain because we have not dealt with our pain. And I'm gonna let you know, sis, dick and all type of dudes is not the cure to your pain. You can buy all the MAC makeup, you can buy all the hair extensions, you can go to all the clubs you want until you get some real spiritual cleansing and spiritual healing. You are not going to be truly delivered, and you're going to find yourself making the same mistakes over and over again. And what a lot of us as Black women have to understand, it does not matter how much we change physically. It doesn't matter if you change your job. You can change your state. You can change your income until you change internally, meaning you have gotten some real psychiatric help, some real spiritual counseling, find a church group of women who have gone through what you have gone through, where y'all could build off of one another and feed off of one another, a positive encouragement. You're until you get to that point and you reach that point, until you do some internal changing. It don't matter what you change on the outside of you. You got to change what's inside of you. You can change a man. You can change all the boyfriends you want. You can change the different relationships. You could break up with this dude, get with another dude. You can do all of that. You have to work with what's called self change. Having another baby is not going to fix your problem. Getting a new man is not going to fix your problem. Getting a new job is not going to fix your problem. Buying new MAC makeup to cover up whatever facial flaws you have. You can get the newest red bottom shoes. You're just going to be a well dressed, broken woman. And it's just as simple as that. Because certain things takes real deep healing. You get all the surgery you want. You get the butt injections. You can get the breast implants. Until you do some inner change, you're never going to feel whole. And that's the problem with a lot of us as Black women in the community. We cannot feel whole because we're too busy trying to change what's on the outside. We're not dealing with our issues inside. You have to go back to that place and fix that stuff. And the same thing with you men, where you're not going to make these women face themselves if you keep screwing them, you keep giving them babies. You're partaking in thought behavior by being sexually involved with them. They're not going to take accountability. They're not going to think nothing is wrong with them. So I say all that to say this: we all have to be accountable for ourselves. I'm tired of Black women blaming Black men. I'm tired of Black men blaming Black women. You need to stop pointing the fingers. You have to take accountability for your own self. We all are grown men and we all are grown women. Take accountability on your own bullshit, on your own shit. Stop looking for everybody else to point the fingers. That way, you don't have to deal with the burdens you have caused for yourself. I think if all of us as Black men and Black women could do that, we could avoid a lot of the stuff that we're going through if we learn how to take accountability. You know what I mean? So, on that note, I definitely appreciate all of y'all for hanging out with me tonight at Mocha's Cafe de Paris. I definitely appreciate the support. I thank all of you who have been rocking with me from the beginning since I started this journey, and y'all still support me. I really appreciate it. It takes a lot, putting a lot of thought, putting a lot of knowledge, sharing a lot of wisdom. It can be very exhausting at times. It's not easy being a person with a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge because it can get draining. It's a lot of work because you're putting your passion into it. This is not something you're just doing for recognition and everything. So also I'm working on my books. I'm doing Dick and Attention, a broken woman's disease. I'm working on that. I'm also working on my second book, Deceptions and Lies Between Black Thighs. I'm also working on that as well. So if you like the content that I did tonight, if you like my content in general, you're definitely gonna like these books because I'm gonna put so much into it that you're not going to get any from anywhere else. So on that note, I definitely appreciate all of y'all. I thank y'all for the donations. Thank you for hanging out with me in the chat room. Appreciate all of y'all presence. And again, this is your girl, Lady Mocha. I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always break you off with a slice of knowledge. Y'all be blessed. And again, thank you. Love you guys. Appreciate all my ladies out there. I appreciate y'all for supporting your girl throughout this whole journey. Y'all have a blessed one.